Greetings, and welcome to another edition of Page Turning Tuesdays with Tom. Yours truly, I'm here to read again from my book, Don't Call Me Jupiter. Right now I'm in Cincinnati, Ohio at Grandma's house. She's been giving me the dirt on our family. Let's continue. With a little help from us, they moved into a nice house in a suburban neighborhood called Heritage Homes. The next pages are filled with baby photos of my sisters and me. I never really thought about it, but we were clearly born in rapid-fire succession, 4 kids in 6 years. But what do you expect with no birth control, except for what the church calls the rhythm method? Mom once told me that a man must have invented the rhythm method because it was a fucking joke, which I always found to be an interesting choice of words. You had extra nice appliances, Grandma says, pointing out the stove and the refrigerator in the background. Apparently, my father had submitted a winning letter in a contest held by the developer. The prize was a generous appliance upgrade for the entire home. I felt an unexpected surge of displaced pride knowing we once had the best appliances known to man. Dad worked in marketing for the Formica company. He must have penned one hell of a letter. I took another long look at my parents' wedding photo before closing the page. Grandma crushes her cigarette into the ashtray and opens another family treasure. When Dr. Sabin invented the oral vaccine for polio, your family was picked to spread the news, she said. Look at this. Here's a picture of you, your mother, your father, and me on the front page of the Cincinnati Enquirer from 1962. The little baby is me, and the caption reads, "First baby, Tom Bross, took his straight from the dropper, while his mother pinched in his cheeks to ensure he got it all." And again, you people who are listening to this are missing out on some of the pictures in the book. This is classic. My mother looks more interested in the photographer than her own family. I wonder why, reads the caption. You'll learn about that in a little bit. We were the model family, Grandma says with her sweet drawl. We were the model family, Grandma says with her sweet drawl. First baby? Model family? I feel like the chosen one. Why, look, it's little old me making history. This moment, captured in time, is concrete evidence that we were once normal, maybe even too normal, a picture of perfection that you almost know won't last. Grandma can see that in addition to the smoke she's blowing in my face, she's also blowing my mind. My grandparents smoked Raleigh cigarettes by the carton, not necessarily out of brand loyalty, but for the coupons. Almost everything in their house came from the Raleigh coupon catalog. When she isn't smoking, she's licking stamps and pressing them into place on vouchers that are good for things like new side-by-side refrigerator, a hi-fi stereo cabinet, or an iron lung. Now that she has me warmed up, it's time for the family dirt. Let's see, she begins in her lovely drawl. About 3 months after baby Molly was born, your mother filed for a divorce. Why, Grandma, why? Well, ending a marriage nicely wasn't an option back then like it is today. Divorce was mean. You had to end it over something like adultery or abuse of some kind. Your mother said your father treated her and the kids with something like extreme cruelty and gross neglect. Was it true? Maybe some things, but for the most part, your father is a good man, though I think there was a little hanky-panky going on between him and a beautiful model he hired named Judy Newton. Interesting side note, Judy Newton was a famous model at the time, maybe right before her career launched. She was from Chicago. She turned out to be in Playboy a few times, but not naked woo-woo. She was on the cover, and she was also featured, I think, as a Playboy bunny, but she wasn't naked. This was a long time ago before they all had to be naked in order to be in Playboy. Anyway, Judy was pretty famous, and to me, she looked like Elkie Summer. And I found some letters between him and my dad, or her and my dad, and I know that they had something going on, but it was a little hard to tell exactly. I should get back to reading, shouldn't I? That's Judy Newton, little insight on her. We look at the newspaper clippings from the community gossip section. When their marriage was on the rocks, my father sent Mom and the kids on a 3-month trip to Germany to visit Peggy, whose husband was stationed there. It was presented as a combined Valentine's Day birthday gift. The next clippings feature court details from my parents' divorce. There was no evidence of physical abuse, so Grandma testified that she witnessed my father's outbursts and had seen cuts and bruises he inflicted. Our cute little suburban house with amazing appliances was sold. Mom moved back in with her parents. A few months after the divorce, your mother took all of you to San Francisco to visit Peggy, and she never came back. Because she met John there and they got married, I said. Oh, no, she didn't meet John in San Francisco. John was your next door neighbor here in Cincinnati, sweetie. Her voice is an effective weapon. She can leave a simple sentence cleft in the middle by a pause that is as clean-cut and menacing as the swipe of a hatchet. Back to the floor I go. Grandma just dropped an A-bomb. That concludes today's reading. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you next Tuesday on another edition of Tom's Page Turning Tuesdays. Bye now.